Just before we get to Kyle, I got to get something off my chest. This weekend was at some provincial indoor playdowns here in the province of Ontario. I was witnessing some outstanding talent from young men and young ladies. And I've said this and I keep saying it time and time again. The talent is here in Canada. The talent is here in Ontario. Now it's up to the coaches to mold, to build, to develop, to help these young players to go on to success, whether in colleges and universities, whether for the national team, whether in MLS or in Europe. It's up to you, coaches, to nurture and help these players out. But what really bothered me all weekend long again was some of the attitudes that these parents had towards some of these coaches, hearing the comments, towards some of the referees, hearing their comments, and just appalling listening to some of these parents wanting their child, that team, to win at all costs, no matter what. And they could care less how they did it, but they wanted them to win no matter what. And not once did I hear, the word great pass or great build-up or great distribution of that ball, and talk about development and talk about the learning aspect of playing in provincial playdowns like this. It was all about the stupid plastic trophy, the plastic medal. But it's great to have provincial championships. I'm all for that. But I'm all for more of the emphasis on development on that player. And again, I emphasize this to parents. Yes, you pay the freight. Yes, you travel here and there and everywhere in the cold months, in the hot months of the summer. But please, I beg you, leave the good quality coaches alone out there. Let them do their job. Let them teach your young man, your young lady. If you feel they are not the right coach for your son or daughter, remove them. Find someone that is right for your son or daughter. Do your homework. See if this coach understands how to motivate, stimulate, get this young player energized, motivated, and passionate about the game. See if this young player of yours, young daughter or son, responds to this coach. See if this player is progressing week after week, month after month under this coach. And if the answer is yes to all these things, leave the coach alone. Don't run down after a provincial final and yell at that coach, give them, a tongue lashing, and let them understand that you're dissatisfied that your son or daughter didn't have the opportunity to take that free kick. Your son or daughter wasn't on there for the last few or 4 or 5 crucial minutes of that game. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's the reason why we have so many coaches dropping out of the game after they've coached maybe a couple years because of the abuse of parents. Stop it. And as for the refs, look, they're trying their darndest out there. Yes, I'm the first one to say that we don't have the quality that we need here in Ontario. But it's getting better, and it's getting better, and we can see it, and they're working at it in the referees department. But by some of the parents, some of the things I heard them yell and scream at the refs, I tell you, not even a drunken sailor or at my worst moment or anyone at their worst moment would be spewing out some of these things that I heard some of these parents spewing out to the ref. Unacceptable. I mean, they're human beings. I mean, they make mistakes. Yes, of course. And they feel it when they make a mistake. But by you out there, parent, a mom or dad, calling these referees some names that just is appalling, disgusting, and appalling, is unacceptable. Leave the refs alone to do their job. They're not perfect. But without the refs, there's no games. No games at all. So relax. Sit back. Have your coffee. Enjoy these wonderful moments of watching your son or daughter. Look, the last thing I'll leave you is with this. I learned 2 sons. With my first son, I was a nut bar, yelling and screaming at the refs nonstop, yelling and screaming at the opposing coach nonstop. But then you look back and you say to yourself, what a fool, what an idiot you were. And with your second child, if you're lucky to have 2 or 3 or more children, you learn. And with my second child, I sit back. I don't want to talk to anyone. I go to a far corner, far away, watch, enjoy my son develop and play and put a smile on his face. And if he becomes good enough to get a scholarship in the States, great. If not, no problem. But why are you yelling and screaming and giving the coach, all sorts of aggravation continuously? If it's not the place to be, get out. The same thing with the ref. Unacceptable.